Okay, today we're reacting to can 25 liberal college students outsmart one conservative? This is from Jubilee. I'll link the full video down below. It's an hour and a half. We're not watching the full video. We're going to watch the first 20-minute segment. Guys, here's the thing. The fact that these are college students, I'm just going to say this. I'm afraid for the future. I'm afraid for the future. I think everyone that sits on this chair to debate Charlie Kirk, I just go like, is there anything up there? Because the arguments are so foolish, they're so stupid, they're so ignorant, some very demonic. But let's watch this and react. You tell me what you think. This is hang on here, hang on tight.
It's not about the cells.
No,
it's not about. No, I'm speaking.
No,
I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking. No, I'm speaking.
Want to say it one more time?
No, I'm speaking.
Hello,
She should be saying, no, I'm manifesting, no, I'm manifesting, no, I'm manifesting, no, I'm manifesting a demon.
everyone. I am Charlie Kirk, founder of Turning Point USA, and I am surrounded by 20 woke college kids. My first prompt is, abortion is murder and should be illegal. All right.
Can I maybe?
I'm gonna warn you, if you're waiting for like a legitimate intellectual argument, you're not gonna get one here. From these kids, from these
Okay,
woke
hello,
college
what's your name?
students.
Juliana.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
Can
you.
we get our terms right first?
Yeah.
Okay, abortion is the forcible ending of the viability of a being in utero, otherwise known as a fetus. Do we agree that's what abortion is?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, great. And then murder is the intentional taking of life, different than killing or sudden death. So murder would be the intent, with intent, taking another life. Do we agree with that?
Okay.
Okay, and then we agree that murder in general in society should be illegal.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
So yeah, no, I do want to preface that I'm a Catholic.
Okay.
So I think one really important thing that the Bible says is to not judge. And just going back to the
Oh, it's so stupid. That's your abortion argument, is don't judge.
topic,
Ah.
I think there's a big difference between, cells in utero than a living, breathing, existing being. And while I do believe it's murder, and that's just my personal belief, right? I don't believe in telling people what to do with their bodies. That's not up to me, and it's not up to us.
These talking points about don't tell people what to do with their body, they're so stupid because the body inside of you when you're pregnant is not your body. I don't understand how many times we have to say that over and over again, us that are pro-life. It's not your body that's in you. Take a 15-minute biology class, you'll learn that.
As well as Christians
But-
to judge.
Should we prevent murder in society?
For sure, yeah.
Then it should be illegal.
But I think that it's really different, right? Because, these people aren't.
Sorry, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, what's your name?
Naima.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, can I just ask, at how many weeks do you think that a fetus is viable?
Well, viability and moral worth are two different things.
No, but I'm asking you, at how many weeks do
Well,
you think
at
a
about
fetus
20
is viable?
weeks, a baby can survive outside of utero.
So it's actually 24 to 26
Well, it's
weeks?
20. The youngest ever in a NICU unit actually happened in San Diego, not far from here, and survived at 20 weeks.
Okay, so under Roe v. Wade, 93% of abortions happened in the first 13 weeks of pregnancy. That's 93% of the abortions happened well before a fetus is technically viable
For
as
sure.
a form
so
of life.
let's go into viability. So what is it about, let's say, a 6-week baby that has a heartbeat, its own DNA, fingerprint, brainwave?
It's crazy how much mental gymnastics these people have to do to justify the fact that they're okay with babies being murdered. All this is copium. These arguments of a baby this, a baby that, all these arguments for pro-choice are all coping with the fact that you're okay with murder, that you are okay with demonic child sacrifice, and to sear your conscience, you have to come up with some random argument like my body, my choice, which is a terrible argument, just to cope with the fact that you're okay with babies being murdered.
That is less moral worth than an 88-year-old
Like, I don't even understand how we're in a civilized society and this is still debated.
right now with dementia in a home down the street. That person requires assistance, requires help. Why is it that the 6-week baby is of less moral worth?
Well, first of all, it's not a baby, it's a fetus.
Well, what does fetus mean?
A fetus is in utero.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
What the f? I'm sorry, is this
It
a
means-
language class?
Excuse me, what? I'm not prepared. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't even know what I'm doing.
It means little human being.
I love how he just, this whole video, he just owns them the entire time, and they're just like, they get all mad. They start
Smiling is very creepy. Okay.
Smiling is creepy?
No, your smile specifically.
Got it.
But let's go back to, we're losing track here.
No, but what species is the fetus?
The fetus is.
I refuse to believe that people like her and the kids sitting around him, this represents society. I refuse to believe it.
Is not a species yet. It's technically classified as a parasite until it is viable.
So
now I want to talk to you about something very quickly.
I can't let you get past that. Are you saying a baby is a disease or a tumor?
A parasite is not a disease and a tumor. Those are not the same thing. A parasite is defined as something that cannot survive outside of its host. A baby, before it is viable, cannot survive outside of a woman's womb.
Got it. So let's extrapolate that.
It is not.
I love all the other ones. Like, yeah, get them. Like, if this is
not
a
a
good
living
argument.
organism.
Are old people with Alzheimer's and dementia that are being assisted every day, are they parasites?
No, they're not parasites. They're human beings who are on the brink of death.
Got it. So my
they're not going to be able to survive.
4-month-old that requires mom's breast milk and requires daily changes and feedings cannot survive without its own. Is my 4-month-old a parasite?
Your baby can breathe on its own. Your baby can drink water from its mouth to its stomach.
But it cannot.
Your baby can
it
eat
hunt?
food.
Can it gather? Can it reason?
But that's not what qualifies something as being a living organism. Being a living organism simply means, can you survive outside of a womb, outside of your host?
Got it. So I just want to make sure I'm clear. Why does that then equate to moral viability?
It equates to scientific viability.
Why? Under what standard?
Because
Made up word.
it is not alive, and you are advocating for the rights of something that is not technically a life.
Got it. So what is something
while
that has
sacrificing the needs of the human woman who is alive.
Got it. So, but a mom can survive.
Yes.
Without the baby in her. Right?
Yes.
The baby cannot survive without the mom.
Yes.
But a mom cannot survive without her lungs. So it's not her body, it's in her body.
Exactly.
It's not her DNA, so it's not her choice. So it's
It actually is directly her DNA. It is 100%. It's 50% of her DNA.
Half her DNA. He's gonna win, I'm telling you. This could take a while.
Okay, first of all,
do we have our terms correct? We agree?
Actually, no. So first of all, I would like to refine our terms. I have 2 points to bring up after that, though. So you define murder as like intentionally like killing a human being. I think that's a very poor way to define murder, because if someone were to like break into my home and point a gun at the heads of me and everybody I love, and I intentionally kill them to prevent them from killing my family, I don't think I murdered them, right? So I would define murder as the unjustified termination of a human life.
You're making a good point. Let me further clarify that. So self-defense is very warranted.
Exactly, right?
But I can see where you're going to go with how that has to go with abortion, but we can go down that journey in a second.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I kind of do want to give you my argument insofar as why I'm pro-choice, why I think it's justified. But first, I think that, your position is quite absurd, right? Because you're saying that it is murder to kill a human being, right, at any point in development, especially when it's in the mother's womb. My question to you would be, well, does this make women with IUDs murderers? Because it is the case that in some scenarios, an IUD will allow for conception to occur, meaning there's a unique human life there, but it will prevent its implantation, intentionally killing it.
Well, no, preventing implantation is not necessarily the same thing as terminating a fertilized egg. For example, if you take Plan B, again, it's not the same thing. Preventing the production of progesterone is not the same thing as terminating a being that is.
And again, you see how they're all like acting like they're, like he's wrong. He's 100% right on this, and yet they still are like, oh man, he's wrong.
Been fertilized. You do not know for a fact that the egg has been fertilized. You do not know that when you have an IUD.
Okay, yeah, so preventing fertilization or implantation to the uterine lining is killing a conceived zygote. So what happens? A sperm goes into the egg, right? The egg becomes fertilized. It's a conceived zygote. In some cases, it will prevent the implantation of the conceived zygote, killing the conceived zygote.
In some cases, correct.
So what do you say in some cases, women with IUDs are murderers?
Of course not, they're not murderers. We do not know for a case. That's like saying that
So what's the difference between an IUD killing a conceived zygote and like a mother going to Planned Parenthood and killing the fetus in her womb?
Well, so you're asking two separate things. If they knew for certain, to be more clear, that I have a fertilized egg and I'm going to take a drug to prevent that fertilized egg from attaching to their uterine wall, then yes, that is an act of killing or murder, of course.
Okay, so do you think all murderers should go to jail?
Do I think all murderers should go to jail? I mean, on third degree murder. However, no, I don't think women that got abortions or had IUDs should go to jail, because I think that they have been deceived by mass culture and mass propaganda. Secondly, the people who should go to jail are the abortionists, who are the ones that have been putting the abortion.
If you take your baby to go get killed, you should go to jail. If you perform an abortion, you should go to jail. If you assist in the performing of an abortion, you should go to jail. If you're an assistant at the abortion clinic that's contributing to booking women to have their baby violently murdered on the inside of them, you should go to jail. All of them. All of them.
Abortion pill, the ones that have been doing procedures, the ones that have been going into the third trimester and breaking babies' backs and inserting them with syringes while the babies are crying and suffocating, being born alive, and then being dead on the operating table.
Okay.
That is who should go to jail.
Oh,
That was actually the best point somebody made.
we'll have to talk
I
more
know.
about it.
Okay, whenever I'm talking about this discussion, I always go to the question of what about in the case of the mother when her life is in danger? Because I'm a big believer. I don't know. I'm still iffy on if I think it's or if it's murder or not. But even so,
It is.
I mean, I don't want to say murder is justified. Guys, wait. Let me just get this one point, and then you can vote me out. Give me
So
one
if you
sec.
don't know if they raise those red flags, I think if 11 of them raise, then somebody else gets to ask a question. So that's what the red flags are for.
Second. Say the mother gets pregnant and she knows that if she gives birth, she's going to die. She has some kind of health complication. Then what do you do in that
Cesarean
case?
section.
I don't know what that means.
It's a C-section. They
Oh,
do
cesarean
an
section.
insert.
Guys, wait, hold on. Just give me one second.
They go right below the belly button.
I'm sorry, but if you don't know what a C-section is, you should not be here trying to argue abortion is not murder. If you don't even know what a C-section is, you should not be arguing about this.
Button and they deliver the baby, and therefore she doesn't have to give birth. It's technically birth, but it's much safer. So that's actually safer than an abortion procedure. Sorry, Lily. Hello, how are you?
Hi,
What's your name?
Deedon.
Nice to
Nice
meet
to meet you. I would say with abortion, I think it's very complicated, but
Listen, all this video makes me want to say is don't send your kids to college, which the next argument I won't cover is college is a scam. But if this is what college is producing, cancel college.
I think the issue that I have primarily with your stance of being pro-life, that there's no nuance. There's women who are being forced to travel hundreds of miles to access abortion care, even in cases of rape in certain states that they're not giving any sort of allowance for that. And I think, you know, a lot of people who are pro-life, they say that they're pro-life, but I feel like they're really pro-birth because with firearms, the United States has some of the highest firearm deaths
Help.
out of OECD nations, right? And we can acknowledge that that's for children who are actually living and breathing. So I feel like abortion, while yeah, it is, I can definitely see your point. I just think that it should be allowed in some circumstances.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I'm happy to get into the gun violence stuff later, but I want to really stay focused on abortion.
Right.
You can say you see my point. Can you see the world also where, since we know it's a human life, that it should be illegal since we don't allow murder in our society?
Well, that's where I have an issue because abortion is not being done willy-nilly. It's like
Yes,
the
it
life
is.
of the mother is always.
How many abortions
Literally thousands of babies are being murdered every single day, willy-nilly. 100% it is.
do you think we have every day in America?
I'm,
Just guess.
I'm not sure.
Guess.
I'm honestly not sure.
3,500 to
Maybe,
4,000.
I don't know, 1,000.
4,000 a day. So
4,000.
it is kind of willy-nilly. We have
4,000 a day.
1.6. Sorry. Hello.
I just want to clarify, the thing that you're aiming for is less abortion, right? That would be what you would want, or at least no abortion.
Eventually, it's also a protection of those that can't protect themselves. But yes, and that's why after the reversal of Roe versus Wade, we saw abortions go down dramatically in Texas, Alabama, Mississippi. We saw thousands of babies that are now alive and well that are able to have amazing lives thanks to the reversal of Roe versus Wade.
I don't think a lot of that is true.
Well, it is, but
It's not true because when you make abortion illegal,
It's not true. Just says me. I have no facts. I'm just going to say it's not true.
it doesn't actually decrease the
so
amount of
that's a
abortions
nice
that happen.
talking point. In Texas, the numbers show differently. The birth rate has gone up.
Yeah, legal goes down, but illegal abortions still happen. Abortions still happen outside of
This is
whatever
such a bad
data you're
argument.
That's
showing.
not true, but let's just say so. Well, if you
40?
if you want to, well, first of all, if you count the abortion pill, you're
So basically what she's saying is if you legalize something, people won't do it as much. If you make it illegal, people will do it even more, which is stupid because that's like saying we should make murder legal so that less people murder. So
Right, but that's a separate thing than a chemical abortion and surgical abortion are different things. And I'm not debating. I'm not debating you. I'm debating her. So if you want to do the flags and come back in, try and be faster next time. So let me ask you this. So the question is, we should try to limit unjust suffering of human beings, right?
Sure.
Okay, that's my position, is that there's unjust suffering of anywhere between 1.4 to 1.6 million abortions a year of human beings that are being massacred in the womb. And so that's not a woman's rights issue, that's not a men's rights issue, that's just a human rights issue.
Yeah,
Okay, the
it's true.
best way to decrease abortions happening is proper sex education. Limiting abortion and making abortion illegal does not actually decrease the amount of abortions that
So
happen.
what is your evidence of that?
What is my evidence of that?
Because we have increased sex education the last 30 years. We have
Sex education is so bad in America.
Well, by bad, what do you mean by that? We have more access to birth control for young kids. We have more kids that are learning to use birth control at a younger age. We have more of that in our public school system, and we've seen all the trends actually go in a negative direction. So, in fact, we see that the more sex education there is, the more disturbing those trends are. So you say that. Let me ask just one more thing. You say that if we make abortion illegal, people will still do it. Should we then just make gang violence legal because
Exactly.
No, I'm
people
saying
still
if you
do it?
actually wanted to decrease the amount of abortions that happen, you wouldn't be advocating for to make abortion illegal. You'd be advocating for all
Does
of these
that
other
logic
things.
apply to stealing, looting, kidnapping, arson, and murder?
Well, actually, it does, because those are results of different
Okay,
societal
so-
issues
so-
that you should be
Got it.
educating
So we
yourself
should
on,
make-
rather than making it
so we
illegal
should
on
make-
the front.
Should we make kidnapping, arson, burglary, murder legal because they're symptoms of something else?
We should be helping society heal from
You
those
got to
things.
answer the question. We want
How is
less of those
killing
things. Should
helping
we just
or
make them
healing
legal and we'll get
society?
less looting?
So stupid. These arguments are
You know,
just so
actually,
stupid.
I'm gonna let someone else.
Thank you very much.
The fact that he's running circles around every single one of them just shows how poor and weak that these woke arguments are.
Hi, Parker. Nice to meet you. Yes.
Nice to meet you.
This guy is insufferable. He talks over nonstop, doesn't let you talk. He's like a guy that's always on TikTok live. I can't even, I get a headache listening to this guy.
Charlie.
Big TikTok guy here.
So, like, pedophiles, people who were married to children in the past and normalized in that society, should they go to prison?
Nothing to do with abortion, of course. It's going to be completely off topic. This is his MO.
Pedophiles.
Like,
go
if
to
you could go
prison.
back in time, would you put those pedophiles in prison that married those children because it was normalized? They were deceived into thinking it's okay. Would you put them in prison?
You got to slow down.
Everyone's like, what is he
Sorry.
talking
Pedophiles
about?
should get the death penalty.
No. So you'd go back in the past, you'd give them the death penalty, even though they were deceived into thinking it was okay. But you said people who get abortions who are women shouldn't
Hold
go
on
to
a second,
prison.
but it's not currently illegal.
Okay. Regardless.
pedophilia
At
is
that time,
current.
at that time, it wasn't.
No, I would not go back and retroactively enforce laws where things were currently not illegal.
You wouldn't put pedophiles in prison in the past.
Hold on a second. When was it illegal? When was it legal in America?
Well, child marriage was legal in America throughout the early 1900s and especially throughout most of society for thousands of years, especially in the Old Testament and in the Bible.
Hold
right?
on. Well, hold on a second. So, where is the Levitical law that allows you to marry a child?
Oh, yeah.
Can you name the verse?
Well, I can't.
Anytime you ask somebody who doesn't know the Bible or know Jesus or know anything that says in the Bible, it says, and where is that in the Bible? They never know because they make it up.
In the verse, but the particular conditions that are listed in the Bible are that you have to be physical maturity and emotional maturity, which is extremely vague and throughout society has been seen to be met at puberty.
There is not a verse, but let's kind of go
Okay,
back.
so when is
let's
the
go back
age
to
of consent
abortion.
under your view?
Let's go back to, well, generally agreed upon it's 18 years old. But let me ask you
Because you don't go based on what's generally agreed, you go based on the Bible.
I say 18 years old, but let me ask you a question.
Where's that in the Bible?
When does life begin?
Conception.
Like conception, great. So good. So should we protect all life at conception?
I care about sentient life, not
Sentient.
cellular
So
life.
when do brainwaves start?
Do you think brain dead people should
Again,
be
more copium, more terms we create to make ourselves feel better about the fact that we violently kill babies every single day.
able to pull the plug on, like a family should be able to pull the plug on an individual
Hold on,
in the
you
family
gotta
that's
answer.
brain
You
dead?
gotta answer the question. When do
Still haven't answered mine.
brainwaves start?
You can see brainwaves around 6 to 8 weeks, which in
I
brain
agree,
dead
yeah.
individual, there are brainwaves as well. So the
Got it.
brainwaves necessary to produce a
What-
subjective experience
so
are
don't-
met until
can-
around
can you see
18
it
through
from
26
my
weeks in the
Can
womb.
you see it from my perspective that at 6 to 8 weeks, those brainwaves will actually increase, not decrease, if allowed the process of development to continue?
Did you know those same EEG scans exist in brain dead people that you don't think are
no,
sentient?
but the difference with the brain dead people is that the likelihood of those brain waves actually increasing is very low at 6 to 8 weeks, when by 15 weeks they can hear the
It's
mom's
impossible.
voice.
It's irreversible sensation. That's what brain
Well,
death is. I
hold on,
apparently
but
didn't know that.
But no,
it's not coma.
But you're doing a red herring. Go back
no,
to
it's
6
not. What's a red herring?
6 to a red herring is
This
where
guy, I
you
can't even stand
avoid the
this guy.
topic
So hard to
and you
listen
say
to him.
something that is adjacent or symmetrical to what I'm saying, but not actually I'm saying.
You mean a
So
reductio ad absurdum? That's not a red herring.
A 6 to 8 week baby, if they're allowed to continue to develop, what ends up happening?
At a certain point, it will become a sentient being in the future. The same way that if I keep engaging in sex with my girlfriend, there'll be a baby in the future. Yet I don't care about the
unless
sperm.
you're infertile, which we don't know. But
Oh,
so
I'm not,
let's see the process of development, right? Why
do you want to answer my question yet?
Why do you have the ability or the right?
Should those child P3os go to prison?
The process of
should the
development
pedophiles go to prison?
From 1904. How many pedophiles are alive from 1904?
They're not alive, right? I meant like if you can go back in the past, hypothetically speaking, and you could put them in prison. Would you put them in prison?
I would have killed them myself if I was alive back
Okay, so then you don't apply it based upon what people are deceived to believe. You apply it based upon what you consider to be moral.
It's
so the women who had abortions, you think they should go to prison. So why should women who get abortions go to prison, but someone like my mom who told me that Santa Claus exists shouldn't go to prison because they're both sent?
This is not going to be a constructive debate if you keep on talking over me.
Well, I was finishing my statement. You were talking over me. But go for it.
Let me ask you a very simple question. Do you think it would be a good thing if we had less abortions in America?
It depends on the context. Like, are the abortions prior to sentience?
Yes.
Because I think
all abortions.
No, it would not be necessarily better
you against
unless it is the
late-term
case that the people didn't want the abortions and it would be negatively impactful to their health, medically speaking.
Are you against late-term abortion?
After sentience, yes.
Okay, so you believe in an 8-week abortion ban?
Yeah. No, I don't. Sorry, I believe in an abortion ban after 18 through 26 weeks.
Okay, that's a more reasonable position. I have to give you credit for that.
It's similar to Trump's. 15 weeks?
Yeah, so why do you think that most people don't share your view on that?
Well, people just don't really know what sentience is. There's not a lot of conversation about abortion. And these conversations are very difficult. Like, they're conceptually hard to go through. And I understand why a lot of people don't understand their positions on it.
So
but I think people
are where most
You're cutting me off.
Americans
I thought we weren't cutting people off.
I was actually complimenting you.
Oh, here we go.
How are you? Nice to see you.
So I just have one question. There's, like, in any case, you don't think there's any case where abortion should be legal?
There's a very, very rare couple cases.
Okay, so you do think that a couple cases it is legal?
No, I don't believe any case. No case should abortion be okay.
If cesarean section is not going to save the mother's life, and the mother's life is actually at risk, which is debated amongst growing numbers of OBGYNs, that is the only case where abortion should be allowed. But people say that it is a growing consensus in the pro-life world that abortion is never medically necessary.
Okay. So if you had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped, and she was going to give birth and she would and she was going to give birth and she was going to live, would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's awfully graphic.
It's a real life scenario that happens to many people.
The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
It doesn't happen to many people.
Oh, okay, great. So that's insane.
But let me tell you why. No, hold on. Let me ask you a question. There's 2 ultrasounds I have. One is a baby conceived in rape. One is a baby conceived by a loving couple. Which one is which?
It's good.
Your daughter was probably hopefully conceived by a somewhat loving couple.
Which person here was conceived by rape? Tell me which one was conceived by rape.
You don't know.
Exactly, because it's all human rights and it's all human beings.
But that doesn't matter. It's about your daughter who has to give birth to it and is going to be tortured by that for the rest of her life. That's going to take away.
This girl is straight manifesting demons. I'm telling you right now.
Every freedom she's ever going to have, that's going to ruin her life. She's going to grow up and she's going to be attached to another thing.
The point is how you were conceived is irrelevant to what human rights you get. Hold on 1 second. If a person conceived in walks down the side of the street, it's not like they don't get First Amendment rights or Second Amendment rights.
It's not about that person.
The worst thing to do to the daughter is to then say, hey, we're going to go murder the being inside of you.
They wouldn't even know. Like, listen.
They wouldn't know?
Listen.
But wouldn't it be a better story to say something evil happened and we do something good in the face of evil instead of saying we're going to do evil and then murder the being because we're going to pander to the evil? No. What makes the West great is that we do good after evil, not evil after evil.
It's not about the being in the cells. It's not about. I'm speaking. 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 I'm speaking.
Want to say it one more time?
I'm speaking.
I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting.
Thank you. So it's not. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the person. I'm talking about the person who is dealing with the pregnancy. I am not talking about the cells. I don't care.
I would say she's making these woke liberals look bad, but they all have made themselves look bad.
Listen. The fetus, the whatever. I don't care about that right now until it is formed. If there is a 5-year-old child who is pregnant and the baby is 2 weeks in utero,
can't get pregnant.
Actually they have given birth.
5-year-olds have given pregnant.
There is one recorded case of a 5-year-old girl who gave birth.
Is that common?
Yes, it's common. 5-year-olds get sometimes, and if they get pregnant, I think they should be able to have medical access to something that could save not only just their life, but like their livelihood.
How many, I'm curious.
I hope your daughter lives a very happy life and gets away from you.
Okay, so That is really nasty. And so her belief system, just so we're clear, is that the time's up. Yeah, no, I got it. It's fine. I mean, it's insanely nasty, and we'll talk again.
That's 20 minutes. It's an hour and a half. I won't play the entire video. If this has taught us anything, it's taught us two things. Number one, there's no good pro-choice arguments. They're all stupid. They're all copium. Abortion is never okay. Murder is never okay. Number two, is this what college is producing? If that's the case, I don't want my kids to go to college. The next argument is college is a scam, which I agree heavily with. But that's just crazy that these people are walking among society with these type of mindsets, these type of justification of killing innocent babies. This is the greatest sin in the world. This is the worst thing that's ever happened to humanity. Abortion must be ended. It must be talked about. It must be exposed. We must bring it to the light. This is absolute madness. Let me know what you think of this video down below in the comments. I know I covered 20 minutes. It's an hour and a half. I'm not going to cover the entire thing. Let me know what you think down below. Check out my new book coming out in November, second week of November, How to Cast Out Demons. How many of you know we need this after that video? There are some demons we heard talking in that video. It's down below in the description. Pray about becoming a monthly partner with our ministry. We're live Monday, Tuesday at 6 o'clock and Thursday at noon. Love and appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.